When the Prophet ﷺ asked the Sahaba or told the Sahaba, and he did with his two hands like that this is your Qibla. So imagine any way that you face between these two hands is your Qibla. That's actually a miracle from God that the Prophet ﷺ said it. And we can see that here. So I try to point where we are here in United States, in Kansas, and this is Mecca. And the shortest degree that, as you see here, will be shorter. So it's gonna be northeast, as some brother says. So this is the direction, and this is another direction. But just imagine if you are here, any way you are gonna face this direction, this direction, this direction, this direction, you can actually draw lines to Mecca from here to there with many rays. And that's like a miracle that the Prophet ﷺ said that. And 14 centuries ago, nobody believed that the earth is like that. They thought it's just a land. It doesn't have any curves. Or it's not like an egg or a ball. So when you read Quran and you find that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in another verse says, فَإِنَّمَا تُوَلُّوا فَثَمَّ وَجْهُ اللَّهِ. Wherever your direction is, you are facing Allah. And you apply that to the direction of Mecca. Can we, any way you are going, you can actually draw a line that goes to Mecca. This way, it's gonna go back to Mecca. For sure, you need to face the east, at least now, as we know that's the best in our understanding. But the verse when it says أَيْنَمَا تُوَلُّوا فَثَمَّ وَجْهُ اللَّهِ, it meant that when you are in a necessity that you don't know the direction of the Qibla, actually you are gonna be facing the Qibla. How this can be like information that can be delivered to somebody 14 centuries ago, unless it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who knows and who is the creator of the universe, and He's the creator of the earth. That's for sure when we don't have, because you will see that this line is the shorter line. When we measure both lines, that's why we have disagreements. So you see these two lines, the one will go to the east is gonna be longer. The one that goes to northeast this way is shorter. So that's why some brother says like is the most accurate direction to the Qibla, it's supposed to be northeast. But according to what? According to that they think that the shortest point, the shortest line between or distance between 2 points is what we need to face, and this is not actually very accurate according to Islamic fiqh. And as you see, I will try to show you practically to be relieved, to know that you in this direction, you're facing Mecca, your salah is valid according to the whole madhahib, nothing is wrong about what we are facing. And even I met one of the brothers who were there when they bought this place and moved it or converted it to a mosque, and they said to me that they asked Al-Azhar for the direction, and they told them it's the best to go to east, because if you are gonna take a ship, it's different than you taking a plane. So that's the analogy back then they did. The east is accurate towards Mecca as well. It's gonna be taking more distance, but that's the way they used to do with ships. And if there is a way with like cars, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be shorter. So in the land, it's gonna be shorter if you went to east, but in the air, it's gonna be shorter if you go northeast. So according to whatever analogy you are applying or whatever you are gonna feel the best. Just to know, as I mentioned before, the unity of Muslims is more important than the disagreements about some degrees that we see now that everyone will be actually right. The direction that we are gonna take is not affecting our salah. But what affects our salah, that we disagree. And the Prophet ﷺ said, don't disagree because Allah will make your hearts disagree.